Time now to get over to the kitchen and check in for the first time with ABC7 Culinary Director Judy Gallagher and find out what she's fixing for lunch today. Hi, Judy.
Well, hi there, Scott. I thought I'd keep it simple. It's going to look like it's elegant and you've cooked in the kitchen all day, but honestly, it's not. Going on the theme of a classic paella, but taking away all the extra labor, I found some great whole grain Spanish rice over at the Fresh Market, really full of flavor. To that, I'm going to saute some fresh Gulf shrimp, and I have some boneless chicken thighs. They're sitting there in their dry rub marinade. We'll talk about that, and I'll give you some tips to party with sangria so you don't dilute it down with ice cubes. All this today on Chef Judy's Dish, so come back and we will start cooking. And we're doing a little cheat to make life a lot easier. Instead of a traditional paella, I bought an organic, non-GMO brand right over at Fresh Market of Spanish rice. 2 boxes is going to make quite an abundant dish. Now I've taken some boneless, skinless chicken thighs and I've put on some Moroccan seasoning, salt and pepper. That goes in a pan with about a tablespoon of olive oil and shallots. And this time of year, the shallots are running so big, they're like that enormous, and they're really going to give you that added flavor. A little more subtle than onion, not as strong or potent as garlic. So once the chicken thighs have just start to brown, but keep them plump. Turn them over, and then we're going to add some chopped chorizo. Again, something you can just pick up that's already done. So this is that night where you have friends coming to dinner and you don't want to have too much time to cook yourself. This is exactly what we're going to do for you. Now, while the chorizo starts to render down in the chicken, I'm going to come over here and show you my tip for sangria. You can buy lots of different sangria mixes. Some have the wine in them already. The key, though, is my flavor bomb is not to add ice. You're going to use fruit in a sangria anyway, so why not get some organic frozen mango and put that right in there. So that's going to chill it down, but it's not going to dilute it like ice would. And now you can get the pomegranate kernels, the seeds right there in the freezer department, healthy for you, and some mixed berries. So we have all that. I always like to add a little brandy or cognac. So we'll go, probably just a tablespoon or so. And then some bright red sangria. If you want to top it off with a little chopped apple, you can. But there you have all that flavor. Now what's great to know is if there's a little bit of sangria left over and you want to turn it into a dessert, you can basically drain out most of the liquid and pour it over some orange sorbet. It's going to be delicious and layers of flavors, and it's one of those nights that you don't have to fuss too much. So now that the chorizo is starting to render down, what I want to do is almost like I'm stir frying. I'm going to make some room in the middle, and I'm going to take this Gulf shrimp. I have a pound, and I'm going to put it right towards the middle. Shrimp is going to cook about 2 minutes per side. Cooks pretty fast. As soon as it's pink, we turn it over. We come back. We'll add the rice, some peas, and some extra treats, and have this dinner. They'll think you fussed all day, but you'll enjoy it with your guests. I'll be back in just a few minutes. Well, I think it's coming along just great. The chicken thighs are already cooked. We have the chorizo that I bought already chopped up. It's rendered down with the shallots and, of course, the Gulf shrimp. Now we can go ahead and add the Spanish rice. So you just cook it to order. The directions are really simple with water, a teeny bit of oil. So we'll get all this in. Now, what we want to make sure is that we keep some moisture in the pan. So to have a little chicken stock on hand, probably no more than a half a cup will do it. And that will just give a little more moisture, like I said. So we're going to give this a stir. And as the rice starts to absorb the chicken stock, it'll also release all these great flavors. I put in 1 tablespoon of butter just to bring up the richness level. That's something that you can omit if you prefer. And now frozen peas straight out of the bag. You don't have to cook them because they're going to simmer down in this as well. And then I have some roasted red peppers. Now, often what I'll do is I'll get a whole bunch of red peppers at the farmer's stand, and then I'll just stick them in the coals in the burner and be able to peel them and jar my own. But simply a jar of roasted red pepper is fine to add to this dish because remember, it's all about you and having time to entertain and enjoy with your guests. So the last little touches will be some chopped scallions. and that will add some brightness. It'll also give it a little more flavor. And then just a few olives. You can use green olives, but I find the black olives are a little more mild. So I'm just going to add a few in there, really make it a Catalonian dish right here. So I think this is going to work out perfectly. We're going to get about probably 6 servings out of a pan like this. And what I recommend is it just goes right in the middle of the table and everybody gets their dishes. I'm serving this, of course, with the sangria I talked about, using the frozen fruits instead of ice cubes, a little shot of brandy, and some manchego cheese and toasted garlic bread, and you have the rest of the time off. You get to enjoy your time with your friends. I'll be back in just a few minutes to have a final taste and touch-up on a simple but delicious dish.
Well, this looks fabulous, Judy.
Thank you. It's a simple Spanish rice. We started with a boxed organic mix, but we brought in the flavors of shallots and scallions, some local Gulf shrimp, roasted red peppers, peas, and of course the chicken thighs that I put that Moroccan seasoning, so layers of flavor. A really easy dish. You just stick it in the table right in the middle, some delicious sangria with a little shot of brandy in it and manchego cheese and garlic bread, and you have a party in a pan.
And I like the idea of the fruit becoming really the ice.
Exactly, so it doesn't water it down.
Yeah.
That's right. And like I said, you can just drain that out and use the fruit on top of sorbet as a dessert as well. So either way, it's going to work. And we can remind everybody they can go on mysuncoast.com/dining. Go on the dining page. You'll get recipes, ideas, where to dine, and make sure you enter to win a $50 gift card from one of our local restaurants. Scott, I'm going to shoot it back to you.